And I'm back. So don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. This is the Dick and Conversation podcast. I'm Elissa, and if this is your first time joining me, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've been rocking with me for years, weeks, months, or you just discovered me not long ago, welcome back. My socials are Facebook Dick and Conversation podcast page, my YouTube like, subscribe, share. I always mess that up is the Dick and Conversation channel. My Instagram is Dick and Conversation underscore podcast. My email is Dick and Convo at Gmail. And my blue sky, because we not over on that Twitter. We over on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is Dick and Convo .bsky.social. So I've been gone a while. And if you've been looking for episodes, you know that like I've been gone a while. But it was because I was working on a project, corporate America. This is my passion project. Corporate America keeps food on the table and roof over my head and my son's head. So I was working on a project that I was assigned like September of 2024, as you know, with February of 2025. But I've been working on this project for that many months and I finally finished it. Well, I finally finished part of it, and I'm able to come back and create a couple episodes before I get started on phase two. But it's kind of had me in a headlock. I've been very busy. I've been calling it going to see a man about a horse because I've been in a lot of it, taking care of a lot of business, been away. So if you miss me, thank you. If you haven't, I love you anyway. I love you anyway. But occasionally, I didn't even have time to like talk to family, friends. At one point, my phone was on a serious do not disturb. It was only being accepted, I mean, being answered for my children and my mom. And everybody else kind of had to wait back with my water. So everybody else kind of had to wait, and I just had to get caught up on this project because it was muy importante for my job, and that's my job. It's what I went sort of went to school for, and kind of went to get my education. That's what I'm in corporate world for, and I do have to say, in all honesty, in the corporate world, I have had some amazing what I call women warriors who are supportive at work. My friends in our group text, my cousins in our group text, my cousin who I talk on the phone, male friends, because y'all know I got a lot of male friends. So when I couldn't talk to them, they were understanding. When I couldn't text back right away, they were understanding. So I had some women and men warriors. But moving on, what I do want to talk about today is being submissive. And I'm saying this because during the time when I was on my little corporate hiatus, I saw a post from one of my classmates, hey Nick, or Sylvester as I call him, hey. Um, and it caused my eyes to get bigger than they already are. It was about, women and being submissive and raising their sons and things like that. Now, here's the thing about me. More often than not, I can ignore a social media post if I don't necessarily agree with it. There are some times where I will take time and make time to comment and to respond. And one of those subjects are when a social media post criticizes a mom on how she's raising her son. And I think it was about making your son a man or something to that effect, which I agree. It is very difficult for a woman to teach a boy how to become a man because we've never been a man. We don't know the first thing about becoming a man because we've never spent a day in a man's shoes. But what you not go do, oh, not on my watch, is criticize the mom on how she's doing her best trying to take care of her son, and there's no mention of the father. So when you say, oh, the son, these women doing this to their sons and they're doing that to their sons, and where are the dads? And you don't mention a father. That kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. So anyway, I commented, and my classmate, God bless his heart, hey, messaged me, and I told him I messaged him and told him when you get some time, give me a call, and he gave me a call, and we talked maybe 2 hours, and his thoughts were amazing. and he was receptive to my thoughts, and I was understanding and receptive to his opinion as he was to mine. And one of the things that we talked about was about being submissive, which tends to come up a lot when I talk to men about being submissive, and they have difficulty with women who are strong and aren't submissive. Well, my thing is always this: what does submissive look like to you? Like, what do you think submissive is? How do you think a woman should be submissive? Do you think that, and he didn't, I'm not saying this is what he thought, but sometimes men think being submissive is they tell you everything to do in the relationship and you do exactly what he say without questioning, challenging, without responding. And if you do, then you're considered to be not submissive. You talk too much. You're strong. You're putting on masculine energy. And if you come with masculine energy, I'm going to respond with masculine energy, which I can understand from a male's perspective why they may feel that way and react that way. I swear. I do. I swear I get it. I get it. Because if you come at me with feminine energy, I'm going to respond to you with feminine energy. But the thing of it is just I finally had to ask him. I said, "What is it that you keep attracting?" Because he's single and handsome, fine as frog's hair, but he's single, and so he's gone through relationships and he's tried things, and he's been married and he's divorced, and I asked him, "What is the common thread that that you keep attracting the same type of woman or whatever it is that you're attracting to?" And he said they are not submissive. Which makes me wonder, like, well, what does submissive look like to you? Which I've had this conversation with other men. What does submissive look like to you? He explained it, and I got it. I understood where he was coming from. Um, and it's kind of he obviously attracts strong women or attracted to strong women, as some of the men who I've spoken to who have had the problem with women, not their wives or partners or whatever, not being submissive. And it made me think of this song by Mint Condition. There's this song by Mint Condition. If you don't know who it is, Google them, find out. How someone always said Mint Condition is the last band in R&B music, because it was a band and they would play instruments and they sang, and then after that there weren't any more bands. It was like always a boy group or girl group or these singers or rappers or whatever. But Mint Condition was last band anyway. They have a song called "Nothing Left to Say," and one of the lines in the song states, "The very thing that made me love you is the thing pushing me away now." And I often, in my conversation with men who have issues with strong women, or women being too strong, or exhibiting masculine energy, or too vocal, to speak up too much, who don't listen, is they're a strong woman. They're attracted to the strength of the woman. Like, oh, she got her own, she independent, she got a good head on her shoulders. That's how it starts off. That's how the thing they love about her. That's the thing they like about her. Oh, she got her own business, she educated. And I think men omit the fact that for a woman to become that, she had to be strong. She had to be, strong and educated to get her education. She had to be strong to run her own business. She has to have some type of strength to maintain her own business. That's just part of the role in being that type of woman. I've been that type of woman, and many, many times I still am. I will have to, like put my foot down and make my voice heard. But this is the thing that men like that don't men not like him, but men who say that don't understand. That's something we have to be. We don't want to be. We don't want to be as viewed as combative or disagreeable or difficult or stubborn or masculine, having masculine energy. Need a little water. I went to work today. So that's not something we want to be. We would love to let someone take the lead and just, okay, we're going to allow you to make these decisions. Because, in my opinion, that's what submissive is. It is saying that I'm in this partnership with you, and I'm going to allow you to make this decision for us. And the outcome belongs to you. If it works out well, you get the credit. This was you. You take the lead. You get the glory. You know you're going to be the first one where the sun is going to shine on your face when we have this breakthrough out of the woods. But if it does not work out well, then the consequences fall on your shoulders where you have to be the person to decide what is it that's going to happen now because you have brought on whatever type of calamity, whatever type of misfortune, whatever type of consequence that has occurred as a result of you allowing this decision to take place or you coming up with this decision, which is fine. It's really fine for men to do that. That's my opinion. What I think submissive looks like. That's me. Now, in speaking with someone else, another woman, to find out what the submissive look to her, she says, "Well, my idea of submissive is even though I tend to be a bit stronger on some issues, I allow my husband to take the role. I allow him to feel in control, to make the decisions, even though," and I call it that's kind of like leading from the back. Yes, that's their idea of being submissive, which I looked it up, and that is a form of being submissive. I just don't quite understand, I guess, what men feel like submission should look like. I don't know that, and you know me. You know how I am. I know enough men that I will do research and call up my ex-husband if I have to, a couple exes, a couple of, people who I know, men, to ask what does submissive look like to them. And ask women, do you feel like you're submissive? Do you feel like you are a submissive woman? If so, in what way? What does it look like? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel as though you're giving up some type of power to someone, or does it make you feel like, okay, this is just part of the partnership where at this moment he's in his strength and I'm in my weakness and I'm going to let him lead and I'm going to fall back and allow this thing to happen because we don't know what it looks like to someone else. Like I said, my idea of it may not be someone else's idea, but I was just thrown by the response when I spoke to him and it spoke to other men about submissive and masculine energy. And the cool part is Nick said he's willing to come on, which I knew he would. I mean, he's very transparent. He has no problem. He doesn't bite his tongue. He's willing to stand ten, as young folks say, stand 10 toes down on business. He stay 10 toes down, and he can stand on business, and he'll say what he has to say. So look for him to come on and speak more about it because I would love to get his idea of submissive and why a woman not being submissive is an irritant, is a deal breaker, is a relationship shaker. What is it that happens? Like the actions of what happens. Because I believe if they're not, women are not being submissive to men, it is causing some type of feeling for them, right? It's not necessarily that they're uh destroying the person, but it is making them feel a way that causes a negative emotion, I believe. Now, some of these jokers out here just they weak. don't don't at me, men. Well, you know what? At me, men. But I just think a lot of them are weak, and they they can't handle our opposing opinions. Not necessarily whether it comes from a woman. 9 times out of 10, I believe. I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10. Possibly the majority of the time, where if a man is that way where he can't handle an opposing opinion, it's not necessarily because it's a woman. I think it's just they can't handle opposing opinions. And they tend to have this weak characteristic where they have to be right, they have to be boisterous, they have to be loud. Sometimes they like that little Stephen A. Smith type thing. And he's always loud. The funny part is sometimes I do agree with what he's saying. What he's saying, he just don't have to be so loud about it, which kind of take away the validity of the point he's making because you're so loud. Like Stephen A, come on, bro, shut the hell up, because now your point is lost because of the way you're delivering it. So if you're dating a man and he's in that type of demeanor where he's yelling and he's trying to make a point, and if you're a strong woman, educated, a boss, have your own business, or just a strong personality of woman, if that's what's coming at you, chances are you're gonna return the same fire. So I think sometimes that's the problem. They have this particular I'm the man, I'm loud, I'm right, and that opposing opinion coming back equally as strong is problematic. And if that's the case, then yeah, no, them relationships ain't gonna work. that's that's not gonna work, bro. You gonna get that. Who you talking to in a minute? Who are you talking to? Like, what did you just say? You're gonna get that in a second, not just even a minute. But I will be doing my research. I will be having guests. My friend, one of my best friends, Kimberly, said she would come on. Yay! I love Kimberly. I'm going to have her on, but I'm also going to follow up on this whole submissive thing because I do want to know, what does that look like to you? And women, if you feel like you're submissive, what does that look like to you? And if you're not submissive, what's the reason why? What does that look like to you? So, once again, this was a short one. This is really, really short. I'm Elissa. This is the Dick and Conversation podcast. You can, oh my God, I didn't even say you can hear me on Amazon, iHeart, Pandora, Spotify, and see me on YouTube. How could I have forgotten that? That's what happens when you go away too long. So my socials are Facebook Dick and Conversation Podcast page. My YouTube is the Dick and Conversation Podcast channel. My Instagram is Dick and Conversation underscore Dick and Conversation underscore podcast. My email is Dick and Convo at gmail.com. And Blue Sky, because we ain't messing with Twitter. My Blue Sky is Dick and Convo dot bsky dot social. And trust me, you know what? Now that I got a little time, you'll see me next week. Have a good one.